Hello guys, this is Kathy, of course, coming to you with my West Virginia Wednesday. I'm hoping that everybody can see me. I'm sitting on my front porch. I just put my Christmas tree up, hence old Christmas tree. That's what gave me the inspiration. One, to put the Christmas tree up and to find out some more information. Why do we have a Christmas tree? Why is everything like that important? But I found out what I could, and I will transfer that on. Let me see if I can get me in here. I'm hoping. Uh-oh. I'm still got my noise maker up. Alright. Oh, I don't look too bad. Excuse the light shining off my glasses. If I take my glasses off, I can't see nothing. Hi, Stan. Hi, Stevie. How are you guys today? I wish they hadn't taken my landscape mode away from me. Keeps telling me to bring you on camera. I don't know what that means. So, we're not going to do that. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Dixie. Glad you all stopped in to visit for a minute. I'm going to be talking about why we have Christmas trees. That obviously wasn't around during the time Jesus' birth was, but it has become very popular. Mandy, as you can see, I put my Christmas tree up today. Getting ready. Hey, Jansu. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Tim, you made it. Something new. Every week, Facebook has something new. I do not understand why they have to change things so much. But it is what it is. Let me see if I can get your comments in here. Comments always show up on this computer, but not so much on my phone. Thanks, Mandy. Thanks, Dixie. I kind of liked it. I think it turned out fairly good. I was wondering if I had all the pieces this year. I went out there and got it, dragged it out here, and put it up, and I thought, oh my goodness. But no, they're all there. They're all there. It says, according to what I researched from history.com, that the tradition of Christmas trees was encouraged by the Germans. So there was a, what was his name? Martin Luther. Said that Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King, but the actual Martin Luther, I think he started some religion of some sort, I'm not sure. But anyway, he was walking home one day, and he seen through a pine tree all the stars shining through that pine tree. Well, he went home. You know, they already had a Christmas tree, but he went home and put the candles in it so that he is said to have been the first one to make a lighted Christmas tree, which is pretty cool. But I've heard of horror stories with candles being in Christmas trees back when I was younger. Things are so much different now. Everybody has a lot of stuff that they can just go to the store and buy. 100 years ago, that was not what you could do. The young kids, young generation of kids, have no idea what it was like back years and years ago. I can remember a time when my Grandma Johnson didn't put Christmas trees up, and we really wanted her to have a Christmas tree. Well, one year, we went up into the woods and cut down the most pitifulest Charlie Brown looking tree you want to ever see. But we brought it down and put it in her dining room, which she didn't use in the wintertime. So we set it on her dining room table, and we decorated it up with anything and everything that we could find to decorate that Christmas tree with. So she had a Christmas tree. Now, why she didn't have one, I don't know, whether she just never did, because she come up in a lot younger or a lot earlier time frame that they probably didn't have enough money to even buy one Christmas present for their kids, much less have a Christmas tree to put the presents under. So But anyway, that's a fond memory for me to be able to put her Christmas tree up. And going and cutting it down, if I remember correctly, we probably cut the tree down and cut the top out of the tree. Because that was what you did back in the day. You didn't have, you very seldom, if you found a small small tree you wanted to use for Christmas, it really was a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Because it was very sparse in branches, and it would fall over at the drop of a hat. So you'd have to have it really good stuck down in a bucket with a whole bunch of rocks around it, so that you could have that tree to stand up. But anyway, it became acceptable for us to have, for the world to have, where it became acceptable, I should say, when Queen Victoria and her husband Prince Albert, who was German, actually posed for a sketch to be drawn in front of a Christmas tree. So that became the token. If the Queen could do it, then it's perfectly fine for us to do it. So the elites of the world, more or less, because the poorer ones still didn't see the need, much less the money to afford it. But anyway, she was the one that made it more commonplace to want to have a Christmas tree, and then it just went on and on and on. Now we have the artificial ones, like I've got up over here, and it's good. You know, it's a beautiful tree. I think Christy gave this to me 2 or 3 years ago, and I've used it. It is getting older, so the needles are starting to fall, but like a real tree. So I have to sweep the floor every once in a while to get the needles up, but it's still a beautiful tree. I love a Christmas tree. Mom used to put them up, but she would put them up like 2 days before Christmas, and then take it down a couple days after Christmas. Well, we had real trees, and we had a wood-burning stove in the house, so you couldn't afford to let them dry out, because then you had the horror story that happens every year in every area where they have them, where the Christmas tree caught on fire and a house burned down. So last thing you want to do is not have a house at Christmas. So you put your tree up, you make sure it's good and watered. If you're using a real one, make sure it's really good and watered. And when it's time, when the leaves start to get brittle, get it out of the house. Don't leave it in there. The first Christmas tree in other directions were banned originally in the United States. We had a lot of Puritans. That was before we were even a country, that did not like it. That was not something that they wanted to have anything to do with. So over the course of time, I guess that became more lax, like everything else. And Christmas trees don't represent to modern people what they represented to the people back in the day. We don't give it twice a minute thought. We're not down on our knees worshiping this Christmas tree. We just simply think it's pretty. We accept everything that God gives us, and if it's beautiful, we accept it even more. So there are histories behind everything. If you pay attention to it, there are histories, but it doesn't necessarily mean that what was then, what happened then, is anything to do with what's going on today. And to put all that burden on young ones, like you shouldn't have a Christmas tree, you shouldn't have this, is really hard for people. There are religions that have to follow their strict things, and I'm for that. If that's what your religion says, by all means. But don't be so hard, normal everyday people, don't be so hard on kids as they are, because they don't know. They have no idea. The schools aren't teaching them what it was back in the 30s. The system isn't even there. I mean, they have no idea. They've had the best of the best of the best. And I hope in their lifetime they don't ever have to experience that. But let me get off my tangent of that. And we'll go on with how ornaments got. They used to be, when they first started doing Christmas trees, they would take apples and berries and stuff, and they would string them together, and that would be their decorations on the tree. Now, I don't know if they had the tree outside. If they did, that would feed all the birds and animals and stuff that was outside, which is probably a pretty good notion. That way you wouldn't have to worry about them being hungry on Christmas. But around 1890, they started selling Christmas ornaments. And of course, those Christmas ornaments was sent from Germany. And I have some Santa Clauses in there that was given to me by a friend of mine that has different dates on the bottom of them, and they're from Germany and Switzerland and Ireland. I mean, I don't know where they were made, but that's what they're representative of. There's pictures of the Santa Clauses through their times and what they look like. So I put all those up in my house in the living room so that we can look at them and see what's going on. Yeah, I remember putting the icicles on, Janet. We'd come home from school and that'd be the last thing that was to be put on. Yeah, it'll still be up Saturday. I got to put a few more things on it. I think it could stand some more ornaments. I just got those little clear icicles and snowflakes on it. So you can see them in the daytime, but they don't really show too much up at night. Hey, Joel. Okay, and now we have a couple of places, big places. First, of course, we have the one that goes on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., where they have the big Christmas tree. And earlier this year, a big wind come through and knocked that Christmas tree over. I'm hoping they got it stood back up. They had it already decorated, and the guy that had decorated was supposed to come back and redo what he did. So I think they have a certain lighting ceremony. I've never really paid attention, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them show pictures of it after it's been done, like the next day they show the lighting ceremony. Then they have a place called Rockefeller Center, and they have a big tree that they put up there. And the story goes that started by some construction workers putting up a small Christmas tree when they were building the Rockefeller Center. And then 2 years later, somebody come through and they put a tree up with lights on it. And then it just grew and grew. It has had a tree that was over 100 feet tall. Come from Killingsworth, Connecticut. Can you imagine transporting a tree that's 100 feet tall? Can you imagine how big the base is? Then trying to stand it up to get it to where it'll set right and not fall over. Like, I guess that's what happened with the one in Washington, D.C. They said a great big gigantic wind come through and knocked it over. Around the world, people do celebrate Christmas trees in different ways. So, in Canada, they pretty much do it the same as we do. Mexico, though, has a nativity scene. And over the course of time, they have adopted in some places use of Christmas trees, but not in the same location in the house that the nativity scene is set up. Well, I plan to put all of my nativity scenes, if I can find them all, in my black bookcases in the living room, because I have several different nativity scenes that I have collected over the years. So I really enjoy putting those up. And usually I put them up out here on the porch, because that's where we spend a lot of our time in the wintertime. But I think I'm going to put them up right there, flanking both sides of the TV set this year. Great Britain always has a Norway spruce. And in Greenland, because they don't have very many trees, I don't know if anybody knows the story, but Greenland is plumb full of ice. And Iceland has ice, but not that much. They're in a world of hurt right now anyway with that volcano. I think it is going to erupt. But anyway, Greenland has to import their Christmas trees because they don't have a place that can grow a lot of trees. And Guatemala has similar with Mexico, it has a nativity scene up. Hey, Chris. How are you? Brazil has, and New Zealand and all those, they have to celebrate their Christmas in the summertime. And so in Brazil, they decorate their tree with white string to represent snow. Because, you know, in the summertime, you're not going to get any snow. In Norway, they did what we do. They go into the woods and cut them down a tree and bring it in and decorate it. So that's, and they usually put it up on something they call Little Christmas Eve, which is technically December the 23rd. I never heard of that statement at all before I read that on this morning. And after they get the tree up, because they generally put the tree up in the middle of the community, and after they get the tree up, they put a ring around it and sing Christmas carols. That's kind of like the Grinch. You know, at the end of the movie where they're standing around that tree just singing. So I wonder if that's where the guy that wrote the Grinch got that idea from. In Ukraine, they have two different celebrations. The Catholic celebrate Jesus' birth on the 25th of December. The Orthodox Christians celebrate it on the 1st of January, which I thought was really interesting. I never heard that. I wish I had a little bit more time to research why they picked the 7th of January. And then they started selling the Christmas tree commercially in 1850. That's about the same, isn't that about the same time when I was doing the thing on Halloween that they started using pumpkins in that Atlantic mayor's house? Around that time somewhere. So everybody must have been getting into the home decorating in 1850s. In 1979, the tree at the Capitol in Washington was the only tree, the only light that was lit was the very top light. And they said that was because they were honoring the hostages that were taken and held in Iran. So they didn't light all the rest of those lights. They just lit the top one. Franklin Pierce, the 14th president, was credited for bringing the Christmas tree to the White House. I guess he was the first one to have a Christmas tree in the White House itself. In 1923, President Calvin Coolidge started the National Christmas Tree Lighting. So I guess that's when they started actually having the ceremony to light the Christmas tree at the wherever it's at. It might be in the Capitol. I'm not sure where it's at, but wherever it's at. And then the Christmas Tree Association gives a tree to the president's family every year. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if they put it in the White House. I would assume they do, or take it to their own home, or take it to Camp David. I'm sure they never had to pay for a tree. It would be silly, but I just wonder where they put that tree at. That would be cool. And they're grown, Christmas trees are grown in all 50 states. Every state can grow, even Hawaii and Alaska can grow Christmas trees. So, and there is over 1 million acres of land that has been planted in Christmas trees. So that's really interesting. I would have thought more people would be interested in, you know, the artificial ones. But I guess there's a lot of people that still buy real ones. I would like to have a real one, but if I bought a real one to use at Christmas time, I would want to buy one that was still rooted in a big bucket, that when the holiday season was over, you could take it out and plant it. I wouldn't want to have one cut down just for me to put it up for Christmas time. Of course, if you let trees grow, it's like letting the deer around here grow and have 2 or 3 babies. You end up with it all encroaching on where people are trying to live. So, got to do what you got to do. And Thomas Edison's assistance is accredited for suggesting the first electric lights to be put on a tree. That's a long time ago. But we now have electric lights on our tree. And the best-selling, I'll end up with this and then I'll go on to the giveaway. The best-selling Christmas trees are Scotch Pine, Douglas Fir, Balsam Fir, and Blue Spruce. We seen a Blue Spruce out when we went, I think we went out to Owls Memorial. There's a Blue Spruce out there. So they're a beautiful tree. I can see why they would be the one that you would want for Christmas decorations. Me and Timmy, when we first bought this house, we decided we wanted a real Christmas tree. So we got this real Christmas. Now, we had carpet in that living room at that time. So we got a real Christmas tree. And I watered that thing and watered that thing and watered that thing. And even when I took it out, it was beautiful and green. But when I went to touch it, all the needles came coming off of it. You couldn't get into the tree to grab a hold of the center to take it outside because that thing was worse than 50,000 rosebush briars. We had to get gloves and long sleeves in order to get it out of the house. And I vacuumed needles up out of that carpet till June. So we didn't have any more real trees. Although it was beautiful. It was a beautiful tree and I really enjoyed it. The after effects was not what I wanted. I'm kind of on the not wanting to do a lot side. So, hey Laura. So, that's where that stands. Alright guys. Does anybody have any questions? Big business. That's right, Stephen. It is. I'm sure that they have real Christmas trees set up here. I know sometimes they have them over at Kroger's. But I don't know that I've seen them set up anywhere else or not yet. But that's a big business in the area. It's like anything else. That is until somebody comes along and tells them they can't do it anymore. But nobody has any questions? I'm at 21 minutes, so I'm going to go on to real trees. Oh, they're at Food Line? Okay. I still don't think I want a real one. Like I said, I've seen them at Lowe's. And if I get over there and think about it, they've got little tiny pine trees. They're about a foot, maybe 14 inches tall in a bucket, but they're real. You could totally get those and plant them. Now, how long it would take them to grow up into a pretty big tree? We have one that Jack gave us. I'm wanting to say he gave us that tree before we moved the new house in. So it's been more than 23 years ago. He worked for forestry system or something. Anyway, he got a bunch of little trees and he brought me down some. And I planted them all along the hillside out here. And one of them's and that tree is huge now. It is really, really, really huge. So that was a good tree. I wouldn't mind getting a few more of those to just put alongside the hill. Just make sure the hillside stayed in place. Alright guys, it's time to give you the skinny on the giveaway. We have reached 503 subscribers. So that means that we're doing our 500 subscriber giveaway. What we've got is this little bag. There goes Sam. Of Christmas goodies. I've got one of Amanda's little plaques that she made with the dandelion wish on it. We've got a couple of dog bandas down in here. I've got bowl cozies. There's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that in the Christmas bag. So that is probably, if you would think, it's probably about 10 items or more. And I want you to be, I'll show you what they all are next week before we send them out. But my thing is, I'm going to take this this Facebook video and I'm going to download it. Then I'm going to upload it onto YouTube. So in order for you to get entered into this giveaway, you have to go to our YouTube channel. Kincaid Special Creations on YouTube. And you have to go into the video. It'll be, I'll put it in as Christmas tree / 500 giveaway. So it'll be the whole 9 on the title. And you have to, in the comment section, you have to tell me what your favorite Christmas song is. So, and while you're there, if you're not already a subscriber and you're watching this after the live's over with, go ahead and subscribe. Then we can do something when it gets to be 600 subscribers. I'm so excited with all this stuff. So, hey JD, hey GME, y'all come in just in time to get the information on the giveaway. So, as I said, I'm going to download this one, upload it into YouTube. You'll have to go to YouTube to watch it or to comment on it. But I need you to comment on the YouTube video what's your favorite Christmas song. I think everybody's got at least one favorite Christmas song. I don't know what mine would be. Probably Old Christmas Tree. Probably. Hence the name of the Facebook. Anyway, that's what I've got. If you've got any questions or if you'd like to see, yes, I will have the video. I'm going to download it just as soon as it gets through with its processing this evening. I'll download it and upload it straight and have it go up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So after 8 o'clock in the morning, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can press on that video, and then you can go in and comment your favorite Christmas song. I hope that's easy enough instructions for everybody, because I would really like to have a lot of comments. And then we will, from those comments, we will put your name into a container. And then next Wednesday when we do the Facebook Live, because this will go from 8 o'clock Thursday morning to 8 o'clock next Wednesday morning. And then we will tally up the names, and then we will, 7 o'clock Wednesday evening, we will, at some point through that live, we will draw the winner. If you are the winner, then all you have to do is to Facebook message us and give us your address. And we need to have that, because the reason we're in such a hurry is because the 18th of December is the last day that we can mail anything out, in hopes that you can get it before Christmas. So that's why we're doing this so quick. But we are tickled to death with each and every one of you, both on Facebook. I hope to do a drawing here on Facebook. If I can get 250 members, I will then do a drawing on Facebook itself for just my Facebook members. Then if, like I said, if we get 600, we'll do it again on YouTube. So I'm just happy that we are. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in every week, liking my videos, leaving me comments, and just spending time with me. It is so wonderful to just be able to be sitting here and talking and hoping and looking at your comments and everything. So thank you guys for everything. Okay, sis, yeah, make sure you put it on the YouTube video. It will go up, it will be ready at 8 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely will be there. I'll do it just as soon as I get off of here. And JD, don't worry about it, buddy. I'm just glad you're here. I like I like Carol of the Bells. I always wanted you girls to sing. Never mind. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will be back next Wednesday to draw the winner. Bye-bye.